Good evening. Welcome to Northeast Web Shots. You are watching Northeast Web Shots Evening Daily Bulletin. This is Anudeep Sharma. Here are the headlines of the day. Starting off with the national news. India achieves a milestone of administering over 90 crore 51 lakhs COVID-19 vaccination doses. Prime Minister Modi to visit Lucknow on October 5th to take part in Arvind Conclave. The gross GST revenue collected in the month of September was 1,17,010 crore rupees, which included CGST component of 20,578 crore, SGST 26,767 crore, and IGST component of 60,911 crore rupees. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari inaugurated and laid foundation stone for 4 national highways of worth rupees 4,075 crore and of length 526 km in Ahmednagar. Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad has launched a list of helpline numbers for newcomers who face difficulty in the time for admission at the Delhi University. ABVP's centralized contact number is 011-2766-275 and WhatsApp number is 9818459062. Scientists at ISRO are hard to work to get all the systems in place, including a human-rated launch vehicle, crew and service modules, a cruise-scape system, and the environment control and life support systems to meet the launch timeline of the Gaganyaan mission slated for the late 2022 or early 2023. Bollywood entertainment Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan was detained in a drugs case by Narcotics Control Bureau during raids at several places in connection with the rave party. Tollywood couple Samantha Akineni and Naga Chaitanya announced the separation on October 2nd after months of speculation that they are calling it quits. The reports of a likely separation first came in July when the actress dropped Akineni from her social media handles. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy formally launched Jagannanna Swachh Sankalpam Clean Andhra Pradesh CLAP program aimed at providing better sanitation services in the state. The Congress State Election Committee Himachal passed a single-line resolution authorizing AICC Working President Sonia Gandhi to take the final decision on ticket allotment for by-elections to the Mandi Lok Sabha and 3 assembly seats scheduled for October 30th. Jammu Kashmir Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha inaugurated the Wildlife Week 2021 at Sher-e-Kashmir International Convention Centre in Srinagar. Karnataka need to open schools to children below 12 years. Karnataka Health Minister K. Sudhakar that state government will take a decision on reopening of schools for class 1 to 5 after Dussehra. Maharashtra Narcotics Control Bureau on Saturday has busted a high-profile drug party on a cruise ship en route from Mumbai to Goa and seized cocaine, hashish, MD and other drugs. Punjab paddy procurement begins in Haryana and Punjab. Telangana Bharatiya Janata Party on 3rd of October, Sunday decided to field former Health Minister of Telangana, Elta Rajinder, who recently joined the BJP in the upcoming Huzurabad Assembly by-elections in Telangana. Violence broke out in Lakhimpur Kheri, Uttar Pradesh, where farmers were holding protests since this morning over the visit of the Union Minister of State for Home Ajay Mishra and Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Maurya. 8 persons, including 4 farmers, were killed. Violence broke out after 2 SUVs allegedly ran over a group of anti-farm law protesters who were demonstrating against the visit of Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya at Tikonia Banipur Road in Lakhimpur Kheri on Sunday. Indigo Airlines has operated the maiden flight on the Agra-Lucknow route under Udaan 3.0 scheme. The airline has developed its ATR-72 aircraft in the route. The Agra Airport is a civil enclave owned by Indian Air Force and operated by Airports Authority of India. Lucknow has now become the 3rd city connected with Agra via direct flights after Ahmedabad and Bangalore. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee leads by over 45,738 votes in the by-poll for Bhawanipur Assembly seat after 17 rounds of counting. BJP candidate Priyanka Tribriwal is in 2nd place, while CPIM candidate Srijit Biswas is in the 3rd place. Now coming towards the defense news, the pending issues between India and China along the line of control will be resolved soon. Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravane said the increase in the developments by Chinese troops across the border was a matter of concern. The joint military exercise Surya Kiran 15 between the armies of India and Nepal ended on the 3rd of October in Pitogra, Uttarakhand. Bangladesh naval ship Samudra Jivan has arrived Visakhapatnam today on a 5-day visit to Eastern Naval Command. The visit by the Bangladesh Navy is to commemorate Swarnim Vijay Varsh, marking the 50th anniversary of 1971 Indo-Pak War, which led to liberation of Bangladesh. Indigenous aircraft carrier likely to be commissioned in August 2022. The emergency trials for the indigenous aircraft carrier Vikrant have been progressed very well, and the second phase of trials are expected to begin end October, with the third phase planned in December. India and Sri Lanka will carry out a 12-day mega military exercise from Monday with a focus on enhancing counter-terror cooperation. The 8th edition of Mitra Shakti exercise will be conducted at Combat Training School in Sri Lanka's Ampara from October 4th to 15th. Pune headquarters Munitions India Limited will take over operations of 12 factories, including Ammunition Factory Khadgi, Chloride Factory Avarukandu, High Energy Projectile Factory Turchipalli, and High Explosive Factory Khadgi. The resolution by the government notifies the transfer of 41 production units to 7 DPSUs. It also enlists non-production units, including the training institutes, controllers of safety, some regional offices and regional market centers, which will come under operational control of the DPSUs. Now jumping towards international news, United Nations General Assembly President Abdullah Shahid stated he received 2 doses of Covishield vaccine manufactured in India. The next round of high-level military talks between India and China to take forward the disengagement process of remaining friction points along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh is expected to take place next week. An arms consignment believed to have been dropped by a drone from Pakistan has been recovered by police near the international border in Jammu Kashmir from Sonujana village of Falihan Mandal, about 6 km from the IB. The border security force on Sunday apprehended a Pakistani smuggler along the India-Pakistan border near Amritsar and recovered 6 kg of heroin from his possession. Now, dropping towards the world news, the Algerian government has banned French military planes from its airspace. France jets regularly fly over Algerian territory to reach the Sahel region of Western Africa, where its soldiers are helping the battle jihadist insurgents as part of its Barkhane operation. The British government has extended an emergency visa program for truck drivers as the fuel shortages showed a few signs of abating, particularly in London and southeast of England. In Qatar, results of first Legislative Council elections announced. No female candidates have been elected. In Afghanistan, 3 persons, including a journalist, have been killed in a shooting incident in eastern province of Nangarhar. No group has claimed responsibility for the shooting so far. Colonel Mamde Doumbouya has sworn in as interim president of coastal Western Africa country of Guinea in 2nd October. Colonel Doumbouya, who led to overthrow President Alpha Conde on 5th of last month, was sworn in by Supreme Court head Mamadou Sylla for transition period of unspecified length. World Habitat Day is observed on the first Monday of October month throughout the world. It was declared by the UN General Assembly in December 1985 and 1986, the first time it was celebrated across the globe. Coming to us, then COVID updates. National India's daily COVID chart showed improvement today, with the country reporting 20,799 fresh COVID cases, a drop of around 9% from yesterday's 22,842 cases. About 180 deaths were recorded during the period, according to the Health Ministry's data. India's active caseload stands at 2,64,458, lowest in 200 days. This much for today. For more updates, keep following Northeast Web Shots. Thank you. Good night.